Hey there. So you're what's called a hard gainer. No matter what you do, no matter how much you eat, no matter how much you stuff your face, you just can't seem to add size onto your frame. And you're putting hours in the gym, working out until you're pretty much dead. And you still get home, you look on the scale, you look in the mirror, and you're not adding any size. And you're frustrated. And I absolutely understand. It's very frustrating when you're putting in all that work. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you 3 simple tips that you can start implementing into your daily routine so that you can start seeing that size and muscle mass added onto your frame that you've been desperately trying to add. Well, how do I know how to do this? Well, my name is Bryce Beaton. I'm a NASM certified personal trainer with a bachelor's degree in exercise science and current doctoral candidate at USC for physical therapy and biokinesiology. I'm also a competing bodybuilder as well, so I do know about putting on mass. It's what we do. I've been online coaching now for 5 years, and I've helped transform hundreds of people across the US, and I can definitely help you put on that muscle mass and size that you're desperately trying to add. And not only have I transformed hundreds of people from skinny or hard gainer to someone that has that muscle mass, that size, I've also helped hundreds of other individuals. And so right now, I'm going to tell you 3 simple tips that you can implement to go start adding that muscle mass, adding that size, adding that strength to your frame. And that way you can be bigger, stronger, and feel comfortable and feel muscular, athletic, whatever you want to call it. Now, the first thing I want you to do when trying to add size is I want you to stop stuffing your face. Stop sitting down and force feeding these high calorie dense meals all in one sitting until you're practically sick. Because understand that you need to change those meals or that meal into meals. And so what most people don't understand is that when you're trying to gain muscle size, they're like, oh, let me just sit down and eat as much as possible as I can in one sitting and try to just absolutely give my body everything so I can handle that and I'll get bigger. When in actuality, this is not how it works. You need to take that meal, practice portion control, and divide that meal over multiple meals throughout the day that are spaced out about every 2 to 3 hours. So about every 2 to 3 hours, you'll space those meals out, have them more frequently. That's going to give you the proper amount of nutrients, protein, fats, carbs in order for your body to help maintain and build that muscle mass all day long. Versus if you're someone that's just eating 1 to 2 high calorie meals a day and you're trying to use that method to add size and frame, it's not going to work. See, when you eat those huge meals, number one, your body can only handle so much nutrition at one time. So most of that meal is just being wasted. You're just using the restroom and getting rid of that as waste. Then number 2, after one of those huge meals, you're not hungry then for hours and hours on end. So your body, even though it feels full, your body doesn't have the right protein, carbs, and fats in it in order to understand that it's not starving. And so what does it do? Your body starts breaking down muscle and storing fat when you're eating these 2 big meals because you're in starvation mode. Your body thinks you're starving, thinks you're dying. So it goes to the muscle. Now, number 2, I want you to start paying very close attention to what you're doing in the gym. I know there's a lot of people out there that have the time, dedication, and they go to the gym for 3 or 4 hours, whatever it may be. And that's great. That's awesome that you're enthusiastic about getting into the gym and putting in the work. But you have to work out with purpose, especially if you're someone that's a hard gainer and that you're wanting to put on that muscle mass. You're going to have a hard time doing that if you're overtraining. And so overtraining, the easiest way to think of this is, or at least how I think of it, is like a sunburn. You go outside and you get a little bit of tan, you get a little bit of sun, your skin is a little red, whatever. But if you stay out too long, you don't get a nice tan or whatnot, you get burnt, it hurts. It's the same concept in the gym. Because understand, you're breaking your muscle fibers down each time you're working out. And then when you leave, you're using rest, primarily sleep is where muscle growth really happens, and nutrition to fuel that muscle growth to build that muscle back up bigger, stronger than it was in the first place. That's what training is. And so if you're going to go to the gym and you're just breaking down muscle fibers and you're not supplying them with adequate nutrients, they can't actually rebuild stronger and bigger. Well, then you're actually counteracting yourself, and because your muscles aren't going to be able to grow and get bigger, you're simply breaking them down too far and they can't recover. And then the third thing I want to do is I want you to understand there is no magic pill, there is no quick fix, so stop depending on this mass gainer or test booster or whatnot, because like I said, there's no magic pill, there's no quick fix. You have to put in the work. And the reason I say not to depend on those things, because those are supplements. Supplements do have their place. The reason I say not to depend on them is because what a lot of people do when they want to put on muscle mass is they go, hey, I'm put on 5, 10, 15 pounds of muscle. I'm going to go grab a mass gainer down at the store with 5,000 calories in it, and I'm going to start taking that, and that's going to get me big and strong, and I'm going to look the way I want. If it was that easy, everybody would do it. And so the reason I say to stay away from these mass gainers or test boosters or whatnot is because you will cause a detour away from the things that are actually important, the necessary steps, the XYZ steps that you actually need in order to see these changes. Supplementation is exactly that. It is supplementary or add-on, icing on the cake. It's not the whole cake. It's 90% about the nutrition and 10% about what you're doing in the gym. Don't become dependent on false supplements or whatnot. Understand that you have to do things that with your nutrition, with your workouts, in order to get your body to look the way you want it to look. And then once you have everything set the way it needs to be, that's when I suggest starting implementing some supplementation in order to give you that competitive edge, to push you over the top, to break that glass ceiling. But don't let that be the foundation in which your progress is going to be built upon. So I know I've given you a lot of information. I hope you've jotted some of it down, maybe some notes, or took some screenshots or something. So what I want to do now, though, is I want to offer you the chance to work with me personally, one-on-one, in my coaching and mentorship program. And so that's where I'm going to take all the guesswork out for you. I'm going to give you the blueprint to your mass gaining success. I'm going to tell you exactly what to eat, when to eat, how much to eat, what to train, when to train, what exercises to train, the sets and reps for those, advanced bodybuilding techniques that I've learned over the years. And then also supplements once you are ready. These spots are super limited, but you do get unlimited contact with me and me alone. I don't take on a lot of clients because I don't use any helpers, I don't use any assistants or anything like that. I'd like to keep a very clean, perfect line of communication between me and my clients, and I like to be a little bit more personal and more hands-on. So that's why I only take a few clients at a time. I want you to fill out this quick survey, and let's see how I can help you get to that goal of gaining that mass